Like the body was bodying before, but now the body is bodying off. Big girl for life! I believe Lizzo is allowed to evolve. She's allowed to change. She's allowed to adapt. People like to use Lizzo to justify their bad health choices. And just because Lizzo was a bigger woman did not mean she was eating horribly unhealthy. She probably was not eating healthy 100% of the time, but she's a millionaire. Her unhealthy is different from your average Joe's unhealthy, and people use Lizzo to project their own feelings and to feel justified in being unhealthy and living a life that was not aligned with things that they actually wanted subconsciously. I think Lizzo's stance before and now is the same. It was always about loving yourself where you are at. If you are a bigger person, you are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to be as you are, come as you are, and you're allowed to be loved loudly and be that girl, no matter what size you are, whether you're a size 2, whether you're a size 22 or 28, it does not matter. Lizzo's message was all about body positivity, loving yourself where you're at, and just being happy with where you are.
I keep seeing videos down my For You page talking about how Lizzo was promoting body positivity, like she was promoting y'all being unhealthy and y'all was just following her, this, that, and the third. Look, this is the thing. She is a human being. She is allowed to change her mind. She was loud when she was promoting body positivity, but she's also loud about her fitness journey, about her weight loss journey, about getting healthy as well. So it doesn't matter how you start. It matters how you finish, okay? Allow people to be human, okay? Because we all trying to find our way in this world. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Lizzo looks freaking fantastic. Now her followers are going to want to lose weight now.
It is possible to love yourself, but hate your condition. I saw where, everybody was coming down on Lizzo and all this, about her transformation. And, they were saying, well, how, so basically you never had self-love. That's what the gist of it was. But it's absolutely possible to love yourself where you are, but hate the condition that you're in. And it's because you love yourself that you want to change the condition that you're in. We can't be so quick to judge. Love yourself. But if you hate the condition that you're in, change it.
Hey everyone, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back in another video, and I'm here to talk about Lizzo. Lizzo has been a very controversial person in the media. I've covered Lizzo on the channel a couple of times, and I know that whenever I covered Lizzo in the past, the comments were not very kind. And I'm always someone that tries to approach every single story with a level of empathy and compassion. And I don't like to just come on here and bash people, but obviously I can't control what people online are saying. And it's weird because people would also get mad at me if I, wasn't on here like bashing people, but that's just never been me. It's never been my type of content. But Lizzo, and in particular Lizzo's weight, has been a topic of conversation ever since she became more mainstream. People shamed Lizzo a lot for, being overweight, and people didn't like the fact that she was pushing body positivity because they felt like Lizzo was pushing people to be unhealthy, and they felt like she was excusing, being that way, even though, again, have a multitude of reasons as to why they may be that way. People always assume it's just, you're not eating healthy or whatever the case may be. And that could have been the case for Lizzo, right? But all in all, I didn't see anything wrong with the fact of like, hey, this is who you are and what you look like at this current moment. Obviously, it's not going to change overnight, so you need to have some level of confidence in yourself, but still, want to, like, you can accept who you are and be comfortable in who you are, but still want better for yourself. But I feel like people were getting upset at Lizzo, and I feel like people were almost blaming Lizzo for other people that weigh a little bit more than the average person, and they're comfortable in that. And I never understood why people got so angry. I'm not saying that you had to agree either. Like, you didn't have to agree with Lizzo and how she into and about the whole body positivity movement, but you angrily typing about it online, I never understood, because at the end of the day, whatever weight Lizzo is at doesn't affect you in your personal life at all. So I never understood why people always got so up in arms about Lizzo all the time. Now, I will say though that Lizzo has done some things that did warrant criticism, like when she wore that outfit that I believe was inappropriate for her to be wearing at that basketball game. I know people were saying like, oh, if Lizzo was skinny, no one would have said anything. No, I think there's a time and a place for certain outfits. And that was not one of them. And I'm not gonna put it on screen because I don't want YouTube to flag me. But if you guys are really curious as to what, you know, that outfit was, y'all can Google Lizzo basketball game. I'm sure it'll pop up in Google Images. Now, what I want to get into today is people actually discussing Lizzo's weight loss. So Lizzo has been on a weight loss journey as of recent, and people have a lot of mixed opinions about this. And honestly, I am not surprised that this is even happening. You have people that are upset that she lost weight in the first place, which again, I'm not surprised, but I do find it to be very weird. I find it to be weird in general when, again, bigger influencers and creators choose to, you know, slim down and, you know, lose weight. And I guess because the people that were following them were, you know, of the same weight that, you know, a Lizzo or any of these other, and again, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I don't know what the correct term is, because obviously I don't want to say fat, even though I have heard people of that community say that saying the word fat is fine. You know, I don't want to say fat. I don't want to say obese. I don't know if saying overweight is insensitive. So my apologies. I am not here to offend. I'm just trying to figure out a way to identify people that got more meat on their bones, okay? So people that are within that space who followed Lizzo so they could become confident in themselves, I guess they feel betrayed that she is no longer going to be that size and that she is now prioritizing, we say prioritizing getting smaller, but really what it is, you know, as you are working out and taking care of yourself and maybe eating healthier, as a result of that, you get slimmer, right? And again, we don't really know what Lizzo's like main goal is for her weight loss, or, you know, what she's doing day in and day out to get to that size. But regardless, it looks like Lizzo, you know, is doing well, and she's again working out and working on herself, and it's led to her becoming skinnier, and she seems to be enjoying that too. She seems to be enjoying the new body that she is in. Not only have I seen people who, again, feel betrayed and are upset that she is no longer at that size, I've also seen people get upset at her for how she is presenting herself in her new body. People feel like she is being, I guess, like offensive towards those who aren't at that size anymore, and they feel like she is throwing that part of herself away. And I've even seen people say too, like they feel like maybe Lizzo is like ashamed or isn't proud of, you know, when she was that size, and people don't like that because it's like, okay, so you promoted all this body positivity stuff, but I guess it was fake. Like apparently it was fake because look at you now.
The disappointing thing about Lizzo is that she built her brand on body positivity and not being the typical white skinny pop star. So was the body positivity fake, or is it only body positivity for those that are rich and famous like you? Like what? I just don't get it. It was very disappointing.
Lizzo sat up here and told y'all to just be fat, to be happy being fat, and then she went and lost some weight. But when people like Ashley Dawn says, hey, take pride in your appearance, be mindful of the way you look, be mindful of the way you carry yourself, she's every name you could think of under the sun. Why is that? Why is it when someone is telling you to be unhealthy, when someone is telling you to do something that you likely don't really want to do, but because you're too lazy to actually put the discipline and the consistency into losing the weight, right? But yet you applaud her. Lizzo's proud of herself, but then she went and took them pounds off. The problem with people is that you don't want to do what you need to do to be where you want to be. Because doing what you need to do to be where you want to be is harder than just staying stagnant. And it's just that simple.
Here's the thing. The internet confuses me. The internet confuses me so bad because it's like, obviously, if you are, again, just assuming here, eating healthier working out, working on you, getting slimmer, feeling better. I don't, it's not making sense in my brain why anybody would be upset about that or take offense to that. And to say that because Lizzo lost weight, that it means that when she was promoting body positivity in her previous body, that it was fake. Because if she was really truly accepting of herself, then she would have never changed to begin with. I think it's just like not right and not fair and not accurate. Again, you can accept you for you and who you are in that moment, but still be open to bettering yourself. Like, and I said something like this similar, and again, there's no correlation between the two, so don't think too deeply on this, but there was kind of a similar sentiment shared when I made a video about how I hated living at home and how I wanted to be on my own. And I had people in my comments telling me that me wanting to move out meant that I was being ungrateful for the fact that I was able to live at home and I was able to have a roof over my head because I wanted to leave. And I'm like, I can be grateful for what I have, but still want more. And I don't know why that is a concept that people don't understand. It is very possible that Lizzo was at a point where she was okay in her body, she was comfortable in her body, and she was happy and thriving and fully accepting of who she was at that time. But then for her, at some point, she's like, you know what? Actually, I want to start working out. I want to start getting slimmer. I want to start eating healthier. And I'm going to start to fall in love with that version of myself. I think both of those things can be true. I don't think it has to be like, oh, she lost weight, so clearly she was miserable with herself. Not necessarily. And again, there are a lot of people out there that are like that. Like, you know, they don't like themselves at that weight and they do feel very insecure. And so that insecurity drives them to, you know, change that. But not everyone has that same path and not everyone has the same journey. Is it really that impossible to think that Lizzo was able to love herself and accept herself through every single phase of that journey when she was, you know, a bigger weight and now that she's smaller? Is it not possible that she was able to love herself and accept herself at both of those stages in her life? I really don't understand the intense Lizzo hate. I don't. And like I said, she has done some things that do call for her to be, you know, called out and ridiculed, right? But I think a lot of it is overkill, and I think a lot of people have just made it a habit to harass Lizzo and to bully Lizzo no matter what she does. If you really truly don't rock with Lizzo like that and you don't support her, then just don't follow her. Don't support the content. Don't listen to the music. Like, I don't understand why people can't just remove themselves from the people that they claim that they hate so badly. That's the part that I don't get. And again, with this whole situation with her losing weight, Lizzo is not the first person that, again, is overweight or identifies as being overweight and has this platform of being accepting of your body. And then, you know, they cultivate this audience and they cultivate this group of supporters who are in that same phase of life. And, you know, they have found comfort in someone like a Lizzo and all of these body positivity influencers. And then once these influencers and celebrities and musicians and whoever, once they decide like, hey, I want to go the more like healthy route and I want to work out and get slimmer, the idea that people get so worked up over it, like, oh my God, how could you? And oh my God, you were lying. And it's like, no, she just she just didn't want to stay at that size anymore and she wanted to do something about it. I don't see anything wrong with the fact that Lizzo decided to lose weight, and it's so contradictory. And again, I'm not surprised that people went from bashing Lizzo for being overweight to now they're bashing her for losing the weight. It's like you literally can't win.
Lizzo has been losing weight and she posted a photo or video of her weight loss and stuff like that. And one of the first comments I read was, what happened to fat girls? Love yourself, blah, 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 blah. What do you mean what happened to fat girls? Love yourself? I think, let me put the knife down. I think you should love yourself and anybody that you have. And when you start to love yourself, you start to learn that maybe being fat isn't the healthiest. Now, I'm not saying you can't be fat and healthy, because there's definitely bigger people that are healthy. But like, y'all really think that she was going to sit around and be unhealthy? And it's just like, you're damned if you don't, you're damned if you do. Do it anyways, because they're going to talk about it anyways. And this does not go for exercising and losing the weight. This goes for everything. Put the knife down. Do it anyways, because they're going to talk about you. Somebody's always going to hate. Somebody is. And I love frustration. What happened to fat girls? Love yourself. Yes, love yourself, but also love yourself at every stage.
And that's why I think it's actually important to have these body positivity movements and creators, because literally no matter whether you're big or small, tall or small, like whatever, people are gonna find reasons to hate and to project their insecurities onto you. Like, you're never gonna make anybody fully happy. The only person that you can make happy is yourself. You have to be comfortable in yourself, because there's no pleasing everybody. Like, someone is always going to have something to say. And it's funny because I've also seen conversations around how people are treated based off of their weight. And I think there are a lot of interesting takes that I've seen on this. And people have often said that the smaller that you are, the better you are treated in society, because society isn't as accepting of people that are overweight. And I 1000% agree. Even as someone that, you know, hasn't been overweight, I've definitely seen it with my own eyes, how people have treated others, you know, based off of their weight. And I think it's really, really unfortunate that it's like that, because again, like, you can say whatever you want about like, oh, well, they chose to be overweight. So that doesn't mean you have to be a butthole to them and treat them bad. Like, I don't understand where this like anger comes from. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And I think the people who want to deny that fact as well, I think are just extremely naive. Like, you cannot sit up here and like, the same way that pretty privilege exists, like that falls into that category. When you are fit and when you are in shape, you do get treated better by society. That's just how society is. That's how it operates. And again, it's not right. I don't think that it's okay that people are being mistreated because of how they look, but that is just society. And so to that point, because again, Lizzo was getting so much hate online about her weight, what if she woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm sick and tired of people treating me this way. Maybe if I get smaller, people will treat me better. And again, although there is a lot of discourse online around her losing the weight, I wouldn't say it's nearly as bad as when she was bigger. Like, I do think there is something to that, because there's another creator that I'm thinking of. I think her name is Fanita. So yeah, actually I just looked it up. So yes, Fanita is another content creator, and I believe that she even spoke about how people treated her differently.
Let's talk about my body. So I've lost over 100 pounds. Oh my God! Yes, I used to be 100 pounds heavier, and now I used to be really, really overweight. Back in the day, when I was fat as shit, I could say anything to y'all, and y'all would get in the comments and gas it. Now, mind you, if you've been following me from the beginning till now, you see my personality has not changed at all. This is how I've always acted. But for the people that are coming in now, they think I'm mean. Everybody that's watching my content now think I'm mean as fuck. But 2 years ago, or even goddamn 6 months ago, I have said this shit before, if I came on the internet and said, all you bitches are ugly, I'm prettier than all of you, I don't know how y'all breathe the same air as me. All y'all would get in the comment being like, yeah, Nina, you're so gorgeous, you're so cute, and all that shit was fake. And I know it was fake, and that's okay, because you bitches are fake. Society is fake, you guys are fat phobic. Y'all have to make the fat girl feel confident. She probably hates herself. We have to agree with her because she's fat and ugly, right? And she's unattractive. So this is us doing our due diligence for her, right? I'm not buying into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because now, when I say that exact same shit, now I'm a mean girl. Fanita, you've gotten mean since you've lost weight. What? I talk the exact same way. You guys, y'all, just find me more conventionally attractive. And also something that I've learned on this app is y'all hate conventionally attractive people. Because if a pretty girl says she's pretty, y'all will jump her to make sure y'all will find every fucking flaw you can to bring her down. So now, because I'm looking more conventionally attractive to y'all, I've always thought I look good to you. Now I'm a mean girl. And I find that fucking hilarious.
Now, people have also said that Fanita has a very aggressive type of personality that maybe has rubbed people the wrong way in the past. And it's funny because people mention how Fanita has had the same type of like jokes and comedy style before as she does now, but the way that people respond to it is like way differently. And I remember that she made a video about this in particular, and about how when she realized that people were almost pitying her when she was bigger, and now that she is presumed to be, you know, more attractive because, you know, she's fit and she's lost all this weight, she noticed how society kind of flipped on her because of that, even though she's been the same person the entire time. And so listen, I say all this to say we gotta start worrying about ourselves. Okay, like no one should be this worked up over whether or not someone loses weight and how people choose to present themselves. Like it's just really gotten out of hand. Like the fact that this is even a conversation is like nuts. I do think there are some important conversations that are coming out of just how people are treated depending on their weight, depending on how they look. I do think that that is an important conversation that's coming out of this. But it's very, very interesting to, again, see Lizzo getting backlash for the thing that people begged her to do, which was lose weight. Like, my mind is just, my mind just cannot compute. Society is just weird, and I don't get it. And again, I'm not saying Lizzo is a saint. I'm not saying she's a perfect person. I am just specifically talking to her weight loss journey and how the internet is responding to her weight. I'm not talking about all the extra stuff and what she wore to this event and what she said to this person. I'm specifically talking about the main topic at hand, which is her weight. So anything else that she's done is, I'm not talking about that in this particular video. If you feel it in your soul to talk about those other things in my comment section, go ahead. It helps the video out anyway, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with y'all, okay? I do think there is a bigger conversation to be had about fat phobia. And here's the thing, right? Do I think just because you may not like Lizzo that you're fat phobic? No. Do I think if you are not in agreement with how Lizzo, you know, does things or says things, you know, does that make you fat phobic? No. Do I think that leaving hate comments and sending death threats and giving think pieces on people's weight and having all these strong opinions about how people live their lives and overall trying to make people feel bad about their weight, do I think that has elements of fat phobia? Yes, because again, why do you care so much that you're going online and wasting energy and time giving think pieces about someone else's weight? I don't get it. I don't get it. And again, I'm talking about it because I get paid to talk about this stuff. Okay? Like I get paid to talk about the news, all right? But for those of y'all who are just spending their night and spending their day scrolling on social media just to leave hate comments and be rude and just be overly judgmental of these people that you don't know and they don't know you, I think it's just very odd. But again, shout out to Lizzo. Shout out to Lizzo. Again, I think she looks great, and you know, I'm wishing the best for her and her wellness journey. And yeah, hopefully, you know, the internet will come around, and if not, it is what it is. I think Lizzo's going to continue to do what she's been doing, which is just focusing on herself and continuing to have that inner confidence in herself. And I think that that's something that we could all pull from her. And I don't think that she is abandoning that just because she has decided to lose weight. I think if anything, her deciding to go on this wellness and fitness journey is a testament to the fact that she is taking care of herself and that she is wanting to be the best version of herself that she feels is best for her. And I don't see anything wrong with that. And hopefully after like a week or two, this conversation can just end and we can move on, because we got bigger fish to fry. Okay, eggs are $10 and everything is going up. Okay, we got bigger things to worry about, no pun intended, than Lizzo's weight. But that's all I have to say for this video. If you guys have any other thoughts on this video topic, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys have any other topics you guys want me to cover on this channel, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go ahead, get a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.